Hello everyone, my name is Ron Gonzalez. I'm here today with my colleague Peter Klumpenhauer here on the GPL Network, and it's March Madness Week 2 here at the library. Last week we had 4 pairs of books squaring off against each other in our big contest here. And Peter, why don't we start right off by letting people know who won last week's matchups.
Okay, Ron, out of the 4 pairs of books last week, these 4 titles will be moving on to the quarterfinals, starting with My Many Colored Days by Dr. Seuss in the art category, Hyperbole and a Half by Ali Brosh, representing humor, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling, representing team fantasy, and The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, representing science fiction. And now, Ron, let's move on to the next 4 contests this week.
Absolutely, Peter. First off today, we've got Wonder Woman, the origin story, going up against the Magic School Bus series. And Peter, you know, Wonder Woman's been in our consciousness lately via the movie, and even on television's being a resurgence of that old series.
Right.
She hails from the DC universe. She's also known as Diana Prince. I like to call her Amazon Prime.
Yeah, this is a good one. All right, well, next up is the Magic School Bus series written by Joanna Cole, representing science. This is a classic series. The first book came out in 1986. It's a series of books that has the students of this particular class getting up close and personal with the concepts of science. It inspired a classic TV show as well as a new Netflix series. But if you ask me, Ron, Miss Frizzle might need a little inspection with her teaching license. Her methods are a bit unorthodox, I'd say.
All right, Peter, in matchup number 2, we've got Captain America, Living Legend, going up against Albert Einstein's The Meaning of Relativity. These are a couple of unorthodox pairings here. Of course, Captain America, hailing from the Marvel Universe, also known as Steve Rogers. I think the best thing Captain America has going for him, he's one of the few heroes that can make the red, white, and blue work as a color scheme.
Well, it is impressive, but he will need that shield, if you ask me, when he's going up against the next book, The Meaning of Relativity by Albert Einstein. This book is a collection of observations based on Einstein's Princeton University lectures back in the day. His observations and theories transformed our understanding of physics and gravity. I've heard it's an amazing book, Ron, but I'll be honest, I only made it to the introduction.
In the next matchup this week, it's Little House in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder, going up against Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. Wilder launched a 9-novel series around this particular book here, Peter. Was based on her childhood and a time when kids called their parents Ma and Pa still.
I never got that, but it is going up against a pop culture phenomenon from the past decade or two, Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. This book sold over 100 million copies shortly after its release in 2005. We have it here in the library in both English and Spanish, and oh man, that was a crazy time, Ron. We had fantasies all over the place with vampires and werewolves. It just made human boys look not as attractive by comparison.
All right, and finally here today, it's the classic Rodolfo Anaya novel, Bless Me Ultima, going up against Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Now, Bless Me Ultima, set in 1940s New Mexico, a lot of great detail about the state in this book. It merges magic stuff with Catholic stuff, which unfortunately confused the main character of the book, but one thing that's not confusing, this book vaulted Anaya's career into the stratosphere.
Correct, but I would not count out Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This romance classic sold over 20 million copies. We also have it available in large print here at the library, and if you're looking for a book that has more characters named Bennett than average, I would highly recommend it.
Excellent. Well, that about does it for another week's worth of contests here in March Madness Week 2.
And don't forget, you can vote right here on our Facebook page or here at the library at our March Madness display. With that being said, I think that's everything for this week. So I am Peter Klumpenhauer.
I'm Ron Gonzalez, and we bid you farewell.